Hi, this is Christine Edgar at the Farmington Library. For today's maker activity, we will be making faux cactus rock garden. So for this activity, you can get your kit. If you didn't get a kit and you didn't sign up, you can get your own materials. You'll need a terracotta pot. It doesn't even really matter what size. You'll need 3 different rocks. You'll need some paint. So for this, we used some green, white. You can use pink. I've seen that for making little cactus flowers. You'll need a little bit of moss, or you can use river rocks, either one. And inside we have floral foam. You'll also need your hot glue gun and your glue sticks. So get your materials and let's get started. So the first step we're going to do in our cactus rock planter is we are going to take our terracotta pot. Now mine is smaller than yours, so it's going to look a little different, and my floral foam, which is a little smaller than yours too. So we're just going to kind of put it in the pot, squish it down tight, and this will anchor our rocks. So we haven't painted the rocks yet, but we're just going to kind of make a little home for them. Don't worry, they're going to come out. So we're just going to kind of dig, make a little home. If you wanted to cut up your floral foam and put it all around in here, like I have another piece here, I could cut this and put this in here. So now you can see how they're both in here. They have a little groove. I'm going to take these out. And then you have your moss. We're going to pull this apart a little, stretch it out. And this is basically just going to cover your area, so when you look in the planter, it doesn't just look like foam. So this is what I'm doing first, and then I'm going to paint the rocks. If you want to do it the opposite way, that's fine. You can do this while your rocks are drying. I'm just going to kind of put this all around. It's a little harder when your rocks are in here to do this. So you just kind of want to cover up the foam . While still leaving those grooves for your rocks. And then if you have some extra, just kind of stick it in the sides this way. Fill in those gaps. You can push it down with a pencil or something. But there you can see how it's pretty much covered up. And you can tinker with it a little once you put your rocks in, but the rocks are so big it's kind of hard to move around it, so I like to do that first. Okay, next we'll be painting our rocks. When you're unpacking your materials and you see this M, this is Mod Podge. So I put the M on there to differentiate it from the white acrylic. So you want to save this for the last step. You don't want to use this accidentally to blend with your paints. Okay, so now this is our little sample. This is the new one that we made, and now we're going to paint our rocks. So I have all of my paint over here. I put it on a paper plate. You can do that. You can use it right out of the container. For the cactus, I like to make different shades of green, so I like to mix the green and the white. You can do that in one of the lids if you want to do that. So the first step that we're going to do is that we are going to paint the rocks all over. So I'm just kind of blending. okay, it's slippery. So I'm going to paint these rocks. One side. And you'll need to give them more than one coat, and you'll need to let them dry so that you can get the back. And then I'm going to do one that's just dark green. Okay. So you can see from my demonstration that they're all just different shades. So this one I just left plain all over. This one is about this shade with some spots on it, and this one is like different shades completely. So I'm just gonna have a base coat for each of these. Now I'm gonna let these dry, and then I'll flip them over. I'll paint the other side. Okay, so I came back and did a second coat of these on this side, and now I'm gonna flip them over and do the back. Okay. Okay, let these dry and then come back and do your final coat.
Here are two pictures of rock cactus designs that you can choose from. Take a good look at these, and then feel free to pause or linger over the photos until you get the idea of how you want yours to look.
Okay, now one of these I'm going to leave plain because I just like this color and I just want it to be solid, just like similar to how I did with this one. And I really liked, I left some white stripes in here and I really like how that came out. So I'm just kind of have that here with the color, not completely blended. I just like the way that looks. I'm gonna leave that one. And for this one, I'm going to make it similar to this, where I have light green all over and then stripes of dark green. Okay, so now that this is dry and I went over it again, I'm going to make it like this, where I put white dots all along the dark lines. I'm gonna let these dry completely, front and back, and then we'll be ready for the Mod Podge layer. Okay, I'm starting to do the layer of Mod Podge. You want it to be absolutely dry. And then we will do the layer. This will be good for sealing in the colors and also giving it a nice shiny coat. Okay, we're just gonna let this dry all the way and we'll be ready for our final step. Okay, so these are ready to go and we're gonna get our planter And if you remember, we put some grooves here in the floral foam. So I'm gonna take this guy and I'm gonna put a little hot glue on the bottom just to help him stick into place a little bit better. Let's see, I think it was this one. I didn't use hot glue to stick those in and they came out just fine. Okay, and I'm gonna stick this in the back. And my last one. There we go. And then we have our moss. You can glue it down a little if you want to hide any of the foam, or if you want to just tack it down. So there, we're done. And I love this. I think it's super cute. It's a nice decorative piece and you had a lot of fun making it. So thank you for joining us for this maker activity and I hope you stay tuned. We're going to release our fall maker activities very soon.